Hey Summer Games Fest fellows! June rolled around, which means it's Gamer Christmas season. E3 may have been dead for the second time in 3 years, but Jeff Keighley showed up once again to continue carrying the gaming industry on his back. Summer Games Fest, Jeff's answer to, and this year's replacement for, E3. A month-long stream of game announcements, showcases, and hype. Was it a slam dunk? No! But there were some pretty hype game announcements. The likes of Sony, Sega, Capcom, Indies, and more brought a little bit of something to this gaming potluck. So I'm gonna go over a couple of my favorite games shown throughout June. Starting with... This one has been a wild ride! After a year of waiting, we finally got a good look at the brand new mainline 3D Sonic game. The open world, or open zone, Sonic Frontiers. Sort of. This game has had the weirdest marketing I've seen in a game since not actually that long ago. Sega released info for this game in strange bursts, giving a little bit to IGN here and there, but there was no actual trailer, which is just all kinds of strange. Because of the weird marketing and demoing, the game had a little bit of controversy, but the more they showed, the more people got mellowed out. At least as mellowed out as Sonic fans can be, which means... Marketing weirdness aside, I'm super into what this game is shaping up to be. I sorta kinda like how mysterious everything has been, with hints towards so many things but nothing said outright. Puzzles, what do they do? Find out. Hamster wheel, what's it do? Find out. The main aspect they showed was the big open sandboxes area where Sonic can run around, collect goodies, and fight enemies, which then brings in combat in a Sonic game? The most combat in the series was probably Heroes, and even then it wasn't that huge of a part of the game. The combat in Sonic Frontiers made me scratch my head until they showed that it's actually sick as hell. It's not just the usual homing attack rushes. There's this new move, the spin cycle, where Sonic draws a line around the enemy like he's playing Pokemon Ranger, and it looks super fun to pull off. He's also got this flurry kick move, a cool looking parry, a dynamic entry, and tons of moves you can apparently unlock through a skill tree. Yep, it's a modern video game. Just say, after this game, I don't want to see Sonic be lame in the next Smash Bros. Game. The world also just looks fun to run around in. Just running around, doing whatever, just running around and doing who cares what, just looks fun to do as Sonic. I'm in! And there's a ton more they haven't even shown. A bunch of collectibles that do who knows what, cyberspace levels that are the more traditional style boost levels, fun looking bosses, and we haven't even gotten an inkling as to what the Ian Flynn headed story is gonna be like. I have no clue why they marketed this game in such a weird way that seemed to only hurt the evidently promising game. From the previous people got to do at the Summer Games Fest, most people said the game was awesome. So, after it all, yeah, I'm super excited for Sonic Frontiers. I think we got something really good on our hands. Why do people want to f*** this thing? All these times at these shows and indie worlds and wholesome directs, there's dozens of indie games that get shown and I feel like so many of them just blend together in my mind. Stardew Valley, Animal Crossing, Metroidvanias, indie devs have played 3 games. And so many of them have that cheap low poly 3D art style, and my eyes glaze over so many of these games. The Wholesome Threat made my brain into mush. Whenever an indie shows up and looks interesting or different, I wake up. America Arcadia looks like if The Truman Show got made into a video game. What's cool about this game is the fact that off the top of my head, I can't compare to any other game. Most indies wear their inspiration on their sleeve. Even the objectively best indie games, sorry, I don't make the rules, I just follow them. But this game looks wholly unique and I am down for these devs breaking the mold. The only worthwhile announcement from the PC gaming show. Yes, I watched it. Yes, it was a waste of time. Rodwood is a fun-looking cartoony beat-em-up from Clay Entertainment, and just seeing that logo gave me a Ratatouille moment all the way back to the phase of my life when I was obsessed with Don't Starve. Between this, the new Turtles game, and other games that have come out, it's super cool seeing the beat-em-up genre had this big resurgence. And this game looks so vibrant and colorful and fun. I've got my eye firmly on this one. They did this weird thing with the release date where they gave it a question mark, like the devs don't even know when the game's coming out. So expect it in 7 years or less. Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga was my first JRPG, and that series is great. It's also very dead, which is one heck of a bum rap. The Wholesome Threat makes me dry heaves to think about, and watching it, I noticed there were so many games with frogs, like a metric crap ton of frogs were present, which I would find strange, but frogs are perfect creatures, so I get it. A Frog's Tale is another indie that wears a coat made of its inspirations. I know I just said I want indies to break the mold, but this is copying something awesome, so who cares? I need more of this kind of game in my life, and A Frog's Tale is feeding me exactly that unique Nintendo RPG flavoring that I could always use more of. The characters and the art style look so charming and playful, battle system looks blatant and beautiful, and there's even a rhythm aspect to the action commands. This game looks absolutely wonderful, and like these developers are trying super hard to appeal to me specifically. You can't mix Mario and Luigi and Rhythm Heaven and expect me to not be all over this game. I am backing this on Kickstarter absolutely, and everyone should too. I feel legally obligated to talk about Silksong since it actually exists. I've played maybe an hour of Hollow Knight, but as a Pikmin fan, I know a thing or two about waiting forever. It's crazy to think that in the same year, Silksong got shown again, and the Cuphead DLC is coming out. I'm no Hollow Knight expert, so my reaction amounted to, that's Hollow Knight. This game looks finished, so I don't know why they didn't even give a release date. Probably didn't want to commit too hard with a game as ravenously wanted as Silksong. This was the best announcement at the Xbox Bethesda Showcase. These are reports. James Turner announced he was leaving Game Freak, and it's real hard to be sad about that because the first thing he's working on outside of Game Freak looks like the best thing ever. It's rare that a game can have a grand first reveal that gives me all the same hype fuzzies as a high profile Nintendo game, but oh my god, look at the Pocky Squire! The creativity here is off the charts. I was already sold within the first 20 seconds. I love the storybook aesthetic and the 2D Zelda-esque gameplay and the fun mini-games like the Punch-Out one, but then it kept going, and oh my god, it's part 3D adventure game! I just have a feeling the Pocky Squire is going to be something special. This game instantly became my new favorite announcement at the Summer Games Fest. It doesn't get better than this. Maybe indie games are good after all. This looks sweet! When they had the Street Fighter 6 teaser months ago, all I showed was Ride Ryu, Luke, and the cheapest logo known to man. So my reaction was pretty lukewarm. Realistic Street Fighter in the RE engine had me scratching my head, but then they showed it off and it blew my goddamn pants off. This feels like Capcom took every issue people had with 5 and fixed it and then some. Game not flashy enough? Boom! Parries, pseudo focus attack, meter shit everywhere, tons of supers with cinematic flair, graffiti splashes everywhere, and the colors feel so right. No single player content on release? Boom! Metro City open world. I love how Street Fighter is finally done being stuck sucking on the teat of Street Fighter 2. We got our anime-ass time skips with new designs for everyone and character progression. I love the classic character themes, but I am glad we're done with just remixing them. Characters have all their cool stuff and more, and everyone looks so good in both design and gameplay. I hate charge characters, but Guile looks so cool, I might even play 2 matches with him before I go back to my old boys and just play Ken. I also adore the hip-hop urban style this game has going for it. From the graffiti Capcom logo, the new funky character themes, the fully realized Metro City, this game is really putting the street back in Street Fighter. This game truly feels 100% new and original in a way 5 never really got to. My friends who have never touched a Street Fighter game are talking about how cool this game looks. The craziest part is that this game is a year out. It looks finished. Capcom is pulling out all the stops for this one, and I cannot wait. Nor can anyone else on the internet. I f***ing hate leaks. Yeah! Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth! Yeah! I thought for sure I'd have to wait until 16 was almost out before I even got a trailer for Remake Part 2, but Square Enix kept me fed. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, the sequel to the best video game remake ever made. I could not be more pumped. This is so exciting because not only am I pumped to see remade locations like the Gold Saucer and Costa del Sol, but I'm also primed for all the changes they're gonna make. All the new stuff they added and shifted in Remake was my absolute favorite part of it, so I am here for the wild ride Kitase, Nomura, and the rest of the crew have for me. Oh, and I'm gonna see Yuffie join up with the party! Oh, and Sid, and Vincent, and Elena! And we're gonna see the Nibelheim flashback! Maybe we'll even get to play Sephiroth for a section of the game. Man, how freaking cool that would be! Oh, and we're gonna play as Red 13 too in this game? Rebirth is gonna be so good! Square Enix fans, if we're so wrong, why do we keep winning? Kingdom Hearts 4, Dragon Quest 12, Crisis Core Reunion, Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D, baby! Live Alive, and now this? It's a good time to be a fan of Square's games. I'm eating so good. I'm eating gourmet. My gourmet cells are being enhanced, and it's all thanks to Square Enix. Summer Games Fest may not have been rolling in the game announcements. Heck, we didn't even get a Nintendo Direct. But there was still a good chunk of games that came out of this month to be excited for. The actual shows may have mostly been a bust, but hey, next time, the fest will be better. Have faith and stay hype. Hopefully E3 revives next year and we can have all the usual concentrated hype week we all know and love. We always need our gamer Christmas. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to go watch the Pocky Squire trailer until my eyes breathe. Oh my god, look at this!